Now, the fourth strand, a number of times in the New Testament, the note of authority moves up into a new gear. I just want to touch on a few astonishing echoes in the Psalms, in which what we know to be true of God in the Psalms is referred to Jesus Christ. The most remarkable, and you'll be very familiar with this, is Psalm 45, where the king is addressed, "Your throne, O God, is forever and ever." The king is addressed as God, who has God for his God. And the NIV footnote says that here the king is addressed as God's representative, but Hebrews 1 takes it with its full force, and I think puts a question mark against that NIV footnote. Here is a bridegroom king who is God, and yet has God for his God. Psalm 97, "Worship him, all you gods." And you can translate that gods or angels, spiritual beings, heavenly beings. "Worship him, all you gods." Hebrews 1, "Let all God's angels worship him." And that may derive from a verse in Deuteronomy 32, but Professor George Guthrie suggests that Psalm 97 may lie behind it. So Psalm 97 says to all the spiritual beings, you should worship the one true God, the Lord. And Hebrews 1 says that means you should worship Jesus. Psalm 102, "Of old you laid the foundation of the earth. The heavens are the work of your hands. They'll perish, but you will remain." Hebrews 1 says that's fulfilled in Jesus. Psalm 8, the children are praising Jesus in Matthew 21. And Jesus says, "Have you never read, out of the mouth of babes and infants, you've prepared praise?" And in Psalm 8, that praise is clearly praise of God. And Jesus says that praise in Psalm 8, that's praise of God, is appropriately directed in praise of me. It's an extraordinary thing, especially since later in the psalm, quoted in Hebrews 2, the question is asked, what is man? And the second Adam fulfillment is drawn out of that. And somehow this second Adam combines in his one undivided person the perfection of Godhead and the perfection of humanity. And then there's judgment. 3 times at least in Psalms 9, 96 and 98, we rejoice that the Lord God will judge the world in righteousness. Paul says in Acts 17, that's exactly what he will do. He will judge the world in righteousness. He's fixed the day on which he will do that, and he'll do it by a man whom he's appointed. And of this he's given assurance to all by raising him from the dead. And I could go on, these extraordinary echoes of what is said of God. And so you get this paradox. By the time you've had these first 4 strands, you've got the human sufferer, righteous, bearing the penalty of sins, crying out with loud cries and tears for vindication. The king, against whom hostility against God is directed. The teacher, speaking with the authority of God. And the divine one,